What's up, everyone? This is the pre-Thanksgiving week of DFS, and we got some choices to make on this show. Are you going to play the chalk and get there like everyone has done every week, it seems like, for the entirety of this season? If a certain tight end is out, how likely are you going to be to just jam in a 3,600 tight end? These are the questions we have to ask. We're also going to talk to Pete about his upcoming father duties that he's got. We're going to talk to Tuttle about where he's at right now and how cold it is. And then I'm sure Davis will have some hot takes as well. It's the Swolecast here on RotoGrinders.com.
Please don't dupe me, bro.
I'm begging you, don't dupe me, bro.
It's the poop narrative.
Kitchen's been waiting to say those words.
No.
For 5 years.
What's up, everyone, and welcome here to the Swolecast. It's going to be an interesting week. Guys, how's it going? Tuttle, let's start with you. Start with you because your mic's muted and you've been through some things already today. What's going on?
You know, I'm just a happy guy to be working on NBA ownership. Love it. You know, it's just a nice Wednesday. Wednesday slates are a little bit bigger. Just so happens that Bam Adebayo broke about 30 minutes later. Marcus Smart broke about 30 minutes later. Zion Williamson broke. And we've got the rest of the day to go still. So, you know, I'm just happy to be doing it.
Is it not more GTO to just wait until like 2 hours before lock to do this?
Yeah, I mean 100%, but then you get.
Are you aware of how content works, Davis?
Yeah, are you aware? This guy has never worked customer support before. So the guy that wants
I have
20 hours before the slate starts.
But I just assumed that the only people left who are duping each other in the NBA DFS streets understand. Are there still people who are explicitly casuals playing NBA DFS?
100%.
Yeah, not much. Though.
Like I don't think phone shitter guy is sweating, Malcolm Brogdon, Wowie splits or whateher.
Yeah. Man, that's back in the day right there. Wowie.
Yeah. NBA Wowie.
Smith bought it, right?
What's that?
Didn't Smith buy Wowie?
Yeah, but then I think he sold it.
Oh, okay.
He's willing and dealing. Tuttle, how excited are you for the Titans and the Packers on Thursday night?
Yeah, and in an alternate universe, we would be going to this game together, Dave. It would have been fun.
I actually had tickets available.
Oh my gosh!
And
from corporate,
Cal, and the fine folks at DraftKings, but flights are ridiculous coming back. It was like $1,000 just for a return flight. And then I would have to miss a birthday party for my little girl. So
in an alternate universe, all four of us go to that game. We have a film crew. The Swolecast goes to Lambeau.
The DFS house.
Okay,
it's a bucket list item. I tried for half it, seeing if I went to Milwaukee and to Chicago. I don't think
just
I ever
drive, bro.
Yeah, it's 11 hours. I looked that up as well.
That's not bad.
What's
so I'm gonna have a little issue with DK here. Were the tickets offered to you or were they offered to Cal?
Zero chance were they offered to Dave.
Oh, what, Davis?
He's a
were
former
you ever
DK pro.
Okay, wait. Pause.
What is your status?
Lauden thinks. What do we think Tuttle thinks Dave's dynasty status is on DraftKings.com?
Diamond.
That's not how the game works.
Okay.
By the way,
That's
I'm taking the under on Diamond. Dave is a pure gold DK, bro.
100% gold. Yeah.
That was my initial thought.
If they're
I gave him too much credit.
If they're giving gold Dave Green Bay Packers Thursday Night Football.
Oh, I'm
tickets.
grandfathered into the VIP program. I mean, I'm almost.
Yeah, how much bullshit is this? I'm an Onyx member over here. I haven't gotten ticket offers yet.
You're
year.
an Onyx member?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Kitchen plays 1 second-half flash draft a week, and they just throw him free sweet.
So here's the thing.
Of course, it's not for me though.
I knew Kitchen sneaky. Why I thought higher was because I know Kitchen sneaky habits from the past on where he would just like randomly
register 3 minutes before the
afternoon slate before it started. He would just be like an itch.
He doesn't even have the time.
But he's got sports betting now too.
Yeah. Well, and that like that's like half a crown. So you still get crowns, but it's like half a crown as opposed to like 1 or 2x with DFS. But this is what fatherhood does to you. You prioritize things in life. That's why I'm a gold member, and other people with multiple kids are Onyx members, I guess. All right, Pete, how are you doing today?
I was a little pissed off to start the show because you got mad at me for being 1 minute early, and then Tuttle was 2 minutes late. So do you want to apologize to me?
I was mad at you both.
Why am I not allowed to be 1 minute early, Kitchen? I never have any internet issues. I show up, I do my job, I put my head down.
We've got levels, we've got pre-show to talk about. You ever heard of pre-show?
Yeah,
we're in fucking StreamYard.
A lot of pre-show context.
We gotta talk about just how things are going. Kind of that's where we say save it for the show if anything comes up. Like those 5 minutes do provide kind of the framework of the show. Like we were talking for just 1 minute while we waited on Tuttle, and we're talking about you changing diapers here soon. And like I've got questions for you. Like have you been to birthing class?
We have, yeah. I've been doing those with Lauren these past few weekends.
And so you've been have you worn like the bodysuit?
No, these have been like online birthing classes.
Oh, buddy.
I don't know if you heard, but there was a global pandemic, and a lot of stuff that people used to do in person is now happening over the internet.
Buddy, we all know that online learning is like a big farce, right? So this is just like...
Except if you're watching the Swolecast, where we deliver the best plays every single Wednesday.
Especially Swolecast listeners understand. Like, do you know what meconium is?
I do, Dave. I'm not an idiot.
Lawton thinks. Does Davis know? What do we think Davis knows about meconium?
So, Tuttle, this is what you actually do when someone says
I was eager to give I jumped the gun. I understand. I didn't completely listen to your scenario. I didn't.
All right.
I was just too eager to guess on
It
Kitchen.
seems like Kitchen, just in general, it seems like you're more excited for me to deal with all the like dark side of having kids and the sleep and the poop and stuff. And you're not excited for me to experience the joys of being a girl dad.
Both. I want you to experience both. You will understand, like you will have a little bit of sympathy for everyone that has been like in the fantasy streets while having a newborn. It's a new thing, and you will hopefully have a little bit better sympathy.
Omar's comment.
All right.
Hey,
that's not nice.
How far along is your wife?
She's like as far along as this baby's gonna come out in like 10 days.
Oh, so have you had to take any for the team yet?
I wish I knew what that meant.
This is where online learning fails you.
There's this theory where you
it's not a theory.
You have the sex to kind of induce the labor. Has that happened yet?
Yeah.
Sex? What's that, Tuttle?
Peter's been busy trying to figure out if SBF has been extradited from the Bahamas yet or not. He doesn't have time, bro.
I honestly kicked off a little tax loss harvesting with my NFTs this morning. Was starting to list some, so I have been pretty busy. Got to hunt off some of these NFTs before this baby comes.
I don't know how NBA Top Shot failed.
The NFT streets.
No idea how that one didn't work out.
The NFT streets.
I sold 2 of the absolute generational tops. Got out of Top Shot
Worst day of your life.
I got out of Top Shot as a 5-figure winner and sold ETH at $3,300 to buy a house.
This guy sold a Tyler Hero moment for freaking $30,000. Think about that.
And wrote it was the worst moment of his life.
You know, I'm having a better existence than Sam Bankman-Fried for sure. Are we getting the Overzets overview?
Yeah, we're gonna go into the DFS streets now, so everyone get prepared because we got
a lot of knowledge to drop.
Overzet's overview coming at you.
All right, you said it as if like we had like a little intro music thing there to play. That would be a great idea.
Imagine if we had a stinger for the overview.
I mean, imagine. All right, let's do this. In week 10, the Swolecast lineup bombed in the Hulu Plus live football extravaganza free roll, but who really cares? It's like the 8th most relevant streaming service right now. Producer Sosa's GIF hot streak came to an end after Waddle put up a lame duck 4 for 66 line. He now surely understands how tough it is to be a tout in this space. The Titans beat the Broncos 17-10, and Kitchen couldn't even victory lap it because both teams look so bad. I got dusted in GPPs for the 19th straight week. Someone in my Discord said they lost every single one of their head-to-heads except against Davis Mattek. It was the one victory they got. Davis and Tuttle's wife got in the top shot queue.
Isn't that bad?
Davis and Tuttle's wife got in the top shot queue for Taylor Swift ticks and tilted their faces off. But we're on to week 11, where we have a DK free roll sponsored by Absolute. Please drink responsibly. And we have 11 games on the main slate, though most have brutal totals, except for this Bears-Falcons game where Cole Kmet is destined to quadruple Kyle Pitts up in points. We actually have a ton of elite options this week at QB with Hurts, Lamar, Allen, Fields, and Kenny Pickett. Too soon, guys. Danny Dimes is going to be the punt play du jour versus the Lions. And feel free to fast forward 10 minutes from now where Soccer Dave will tout a $5,200 Matt Ryan against the Eagles. At running back, the Slappies are lining up to play Dameon Pierce again, despite not realizing he's now been cucked by Eno Benjamin, who nearly cucked CEH instead. Najee Harris's price didn't change on DraftKings despite having his best rushing day of the year, 99 yards. At least DraftKings got that Trolls PFP rarity chart published. At wide receiver, Jim Irsay's The Blitz is jamming in both Paris Campbell and Michael Pittman into optimals. And the cash cabal is rock hard to play Amon-Ra St. Brown for the 19th straight week in a row. And fake alpha, CeeDee Lamb is going to rug pull the box score chasers harder than a polyamorous vegan in a Bahamas penthouse. There truly is no reason to discuss tight end. Just play Jack Stoll for the minimum. Back to you, Dave.
Thank you. That was great. If CeeDee Lamb is SBF, then is Caroline Dak this week?
Ooh.
How could you pick any of his partners? How could you ever know? Peter is just mad that I gifted him the PM only slate nuts, but he capitulated on CeeDee Lamb and cost himself generational wealth.
Well,
Okay,
guys, we just got news. Luke is out, so we get to do that again. If you guys happy.
So let me ask you this, because the lineups did at the beginning of the season, the lineups were crushing. I feel like they were more chalky lineups than we've ever done in the past. Like they weren't, and we even talked about this. We weren't going too terrible with the plays. Do you think we should go back to the chalky lineups this week?
I literally can't have this conversation for the 11th week in a row. Like I'm
because
incapable.
you don't want to lose for the 11th week in the row.
I'm having a pretty decent year, but
not
in general,
as the guy who played you head to head this week.
I think we can cover this entire conversation very simply. The field is better than ever. There are fewer recreational players. Projections are better than ever. The best plays that perhaps 3 or 4 years ago would have been 20 to 30% owned are getting completely jammed. A lot of the teams that have won this year have had really high sum ownership, but higher cumulative ownership, lower product ownership. the best teams this year have featured guys who are really owned, Amon-Ra St. Brown, multiple, 40, 50% owned running backs, but they've all had one thing in common, which is you're likely having to play at least one, if not two plays, sub 5 to 6%, Christian Watson, Garrett Wilson, yada, yada, so on and so forth. It doesn't need to be a big referendum every single week.
Well, whenever we fade Justin Fields last week and then he puts up like a 40 burger, right? Like sometimes you just got to.
Sometimes that is going to happen. Sometimes you're going to not play the guy who scores the most points.
Yeah.
Justin Fields just had the most rushing yards in a back-to-back game of any quarterback in the entire history of professional football in North America. So I'm not that certain that he's going to score 40 every week, personally.
Oh, okay. Breaking news. Pete, thoughts on this? Do you think Justin Fields will go back to back to back?
I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, the only concern for Justin Fields is is this your gift call of the week going out on a ledge?
Wow. Back to the gift.
That's playing it safe. I like this play. I like this Sosa
No,
play.
He's saying in the chat that this isn't his official. I think he's just sprinkling it in. All right. I mean, the only risk, right, is that these two teams who both want to run the ball a ton just have success on the ground and this game never shoots out and the clock, ticks away and Justin Fields doesn't rip off a 70-yard TD run and he gets to 24 points instead of 45. Like, that's how this fails. But his floor is like 24 points.
Atlanta did throw the ball more last week while they were trailing. The question is, will they be trailing Chicago enough to throw the ball to the guys?
Do you see how bad Mariota looks?
They're
so bad.
Soccer Dave's Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, they're 3-point home favorites, Dave.
What do you, Dave? It seems like you're leading the witness here. Is your point that everyone should just click Fields and log out because the chalk always hits now and we shouldn't consider anything else?
Yeah, like I think it's like Fields, Hurts, and
dude, ETH
Josh
at
Allen.
$4,100 generational buy. The number keeps going up. Why would the number stop going up?
Then we talked about this last week too, and you're like, do we really need to play a 6,500 Justin Fields?
Buddy, if you like $6,500 Justin Fields, you're gonna love $7,600 Justin Fields.
I guess my point is, and I've said this the whole season. I've stopped playing the older type of quarterbacks, and I'm going with the youthful, athletic quarterbacks.
How brave of you not to play old, dusty quarterbacks, Dave.
Yeah.
Well, there was a time where Tom Brady
there
Aaron Rodgers.
are lots of people who every time Brady's on a main slate, you'll tune into these DFS shows and people will be like, one of these weeks, the Brady double stack is going to hit. And they're riding an 0 for 10 right now.
So, I mean, there is a real conversation here, right? And that is, this is probably the most loaded main slate we've had at quarterback as far as elite options in however many weeks. We got Allen, Lamar, Hurts, and then also you have Daniel Jones against one of the worst secondaries in football at 5,700 too. So there actually is decision points relative to Justin Fields.
Dak and Kirk and like that game is huge for seeding stuff, and the NFC, like Dallas is like kind of screwed if they don't win that game. I personally will not have Fields on any of my GPP teams, I don't think.
Can we not overlook the fact that Pete just goes, we have Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, and Daniel Jones?
Well, Jones is the best. If you sort by points per dollar, Daniel Jones is the guy who's getting in. Because he plays against Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, you can just tilt Barkley running the ball 35 times again. Is what's going to happen if you play Daniel Jones.
I mean, I will probably play Daniel Jones if he ends up being like the blended optimal quarterback in cash. But I mean, we're talking about quarterbacks, but the big issue this week is
tight pricing.
There's yet again no value. It's like Paris Campbell is 4,300. I guess you can play him. There's not really a cheap running back. They didn't even lead Ben Skowronek at 3,000. I think he's 4,300. Van Jefferson is almost 5,000. I mean, where double tight end lineups again, I guess.
The blitz optimal right now is one of the grossest things I've ever seen. Marcus Mariota, Damian Pierce, 3 Colts, Jonathan Taylor, Paris Campbell, Michael Pittman, Terry McLaurin, Tyler Higbee, Josh Jacobs, Steelers defense.
I mean, that is so bad.
It's disgusting.
What's going to happen is Mark Andrews is going to be out and Isaiah Likely is going to be 90% owned and allow us to do more.
Davis, if Andrews is out and you need a punt play, would you play Likely as a free square play?
Yeah. 100%.
Okay. I've got another question. Davis, are you hand build only these days?
So what I do is I do the same thing Pete does, is I run optimizers and then look at the sim percentages and then build from that. So I guess I am a hand build bro.
Because back in the day, you used to talk about min, max, rules to set. And
it's too hard. You can just lose too much money, 20 and 150 maxing. Like you can go on a 10K downswing in like a month, like pretty much no problem.
Buddy, you can do that hand building too.
I prefer, I guess, also like I prefer the strategy of that. I get to scratch that itch enough doing showdown anyway, because I still 150 max showdown.
All right.
Can I just respond to this comment real quick?
What?
Leave it to the guy with the crypto goons, Abby, to not understand context. That's all I wanted to say.
All right.
Speaking of tax harvesting.
Let's move on and set a DraftKings lineup.
Man, who even wants to make these picks? This is DraftKings. You got to do something to the salary algorithm. You gotta make tight end floor like 1,500 or something. It's unbearable.
Don't we just complain if the pricing's too soft?
I was about to say, whenever someone gets left,
I love that.
At a price, we always say, I can't believe you wouldn't even bother to update your pricing. And now it's like pricing's too sharp. People will remember, the OGs remember the Draft Street days. That was like
Steph Curry.
But that was like a one-off, right? But Draft Street, their prices were like really tight. And I think it made it more fun. But it allows you to kind of get crazy with it, Yeah. That's what we're here for. All right. Peter, you go first.
Thanks, Dave. I appreciate that.
I don't even know how you start with the lineup.
Well, Daniel Jones, obviously.
Every lineup tells a story.
What if we just do that? Because I understand Tuttle's point, but what if we just put in both Daniel Jones and Barkley to start, get all those touchdowns?
I don't like that at all.
Gross. Did you just suggest a quarterback running back combo to
Wait,
start?
Hold up. Are we running this in like the 10-person Thunderdome? Or are we running this in a free roll?
We're running it in the absolute free 5K. Have you guys never watched Saquon Barkley? Do you think he's Nick Chubb and doesn't catch balls or what?
It's like,
would you guys have hated to have Matt Ryan and Jonathan Taylor paired together last week too? You guys are acting like these guys are inversely correlated.
I don't think anything about that, but it's like playing one of the most owned quarterbacks and the most owned running back. I'm worried. I'm worried about this.
There's no way he's going to
Jones is not going to be one of the most owned quarterbacks.
I reject both of those premises, David.
You play Jones, you play him naked.
I see Jones 18% P-own and Barkley 21% P-own.
We just talked about how the slate's loaded for quarterbacks. And then,
I mean, whatever. What do I really care?
I'm just trying to actually ship winners to our audience, but if you guys want to do something else, means in your personal lineups.
The pairing is a little brutal.
Yeah.
The Jones take is what it is.
Well, I just think.
But you want a ceiling game out of there, you got to get to the rushing touchdowns.
Well, I just think it's more. Let's like we have to play two lines in this lineup. I don't think you can get away.
People would have said the same thing about Justin Fields 2 weeks ago, and then you have Cole Kmet and Darnell Mooney in the optimal with him too. Like you can have these rushing quarterbacks bring along the entire offense for the ride.
Yeah, it just feels like Cole Kmet is a little different when you have a cheaper pass catching.
Yeah,
skill.
Cole Kmet built different.
The fact that I'm getting pushback on this tells me this is actually a really good GPP play.
Oh, that means I make really good GPP plays every week on this show.
Yeah, here comes Too Bad Chig Okonkwo isn't on the main slate.
All right. Okay, so we've got Pete with his first dad pick of Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley.
First dad pick. I'm not a dad yet, Kitchen.
Well,
relax.
These picks suggest otherwise. All right, let's go with Tuttle second.
Let's go with a guy that was in Pete's Overzet overview. We're just gonna lock in the min price tight end here. It's gonna be Jack Stoll. Jack Stoll. We'll have to keep an eye on Tyrese.
This is not the right guy to play. Calcaterra is the guy.
No, it's Stoll.
No.
Calcaterra can sit.
Barstool has the Stoolies and the Swolecast has the Stolies. This is the Stoli Nation over here.
Tyree Jackson's the guy I want to play. I was activated off pup, but he's probably not going to.
If they were in Showdown or whatever, he would be a smash. Jack Stoll is just a right tackle. Is my concern.
No, he runs more routes than Calcaterra.
Both Calcaterra and Jack Stoll were in the canoe celebration with Dallas Goedert. Do with that what you will.
I wanted to make Calcaterra the thing because he obviously is the better profile in terms of.
I like 70 passes at SMU.
Right. Yeah, exactly. He has the better profile, but that's just not how they've really used him.
Sounds like a great episode.
Next week,
Pete will send out an alert if Tyree Jackson's active.
Actually, Tyree Jackson is going to be active.
Davis.
No, they activated him off pup.
Davis, you're on blast by way because of the global.
I didn't do the global swap.
I tagged you to do it, and you said I'm not doing it until Sunday, and then you never did it.
Sometimes it just gets away from you on a Sunday.
Well, luckily I told the people to put MVS in.
Easy game. All right, I'll just bite the bullet. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Cabal pick.
I wonder if him getting a price hike and there being literally no value plays on the slate, I wonder if you can get him at like a more manageable 18% instead of a Cabal-ass 35% this week.
I am gonna go with Paris Campbell. I don't feel good about it, but we got to open up some salary for some higher price guys. So
October is over, but no one told Dave.
Okay, Peter.
Should we just play some really good plays?
Yes, we have salary now.
But we already have that unique, Daniel Jones, Saquon, Jack Stoll combo.
Let's try to jam.
This doesn't chip.
Let's try to jam J Jeff.
I'm doing all the right things. I'm playing Jack Stoll. Why have I not won yet?
On this week's Monday show. All right.
Let's put
it's actually Tuttle's turn.
Well, I was just gonna say let's put the Steelers in at defense.
Okay. All right. Davis chooses the Steelers as his pick. Tuttle.
They're just the cheapest playable one.
Yeah, I see what he's doing here. I don't know what's the
average. Still with Paris Campbell and Stoll and Daniel
Imagine
Jones.
that Paris Campbell and Jack Stoll correlation. If you don't have that in
I'm looking at this lineup and I'm like, who needs diversification? Like, how does this
You know what the squarest pick of the week is going to be? I'm calling it now. Let me see. I don't think he's popping in anything early. You got a lot of things, Davis. Here we go. I'll give you guys a hint. Who do I think is the squarest pick of the week at running back? It's a running back.
That's close to what Laden thinks is.
It's getting closer. It's getting closer.
I don't know what Laden thinks is.
Tuttle, you think
this is the one thing. Screw you guys. This is right.
You could just say, hey, who do you think?
I just didn't word it properly.
Tuttle, you think the squarest play of the week is Mac Hollins?
No, this is running back.
Running back.
Oh, running back?
You think
I gave
the
that hint.
squarish play of the week is Dameon Pierce?
No, Brian Robinson. Brian Robinson.
Boom.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, there we go. See, Tuttle.
He's gonna get so much steam after the 26 carries or whatever.
I'm literally like, I am so out on that dude. I mean, God love him, but man, he just.
Is that your pick, Tuttle?
I'm considering it. I kind of want to go with a square.
The square is coming from inside the house.
Yeah, we need to save money.
I got Gus Edwards as a better square pick than him. Not that I would play either one of them.
Yeah, I'm going with Brian Edwards with this, or Brian Robinson is the square pick here.
Oh
man, he is going.
Era was thinking we'd get back to chalky lineups to min cash.
No, I think Brian Robinson's going to end up being pretty chalky.
I think he will too. He's not popping on anything early, but this is like the classic best running back matchup coming off 25 or 26 carries, whatever it was. He's going to get steamed for sure.
Yeah. Tuttle is 100% correct.
Who has the last pick?
I'm gonna let Davis have
the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns are on the road. This little guy named Donovan Peoples-Jones. You ever heard of him?
You're into Amari Cooper road splits now, Davis. Aren't you worried,
dude? No, Nate and I. We're both like life optimization maxis, and we think that he just has a horrible sleep routine on the road. He needs to get his magnesium and his blue blockers and everything. Like he just can't get.
I've heard this take. Has anyone actually looked at his year-long or career-long road splits? Is this an actual thing?
Here,
when he was on the Cowboys?
I'll pull it up right now. How many? Oh, I forgot about the snow.
Dude, the snow is like hitting all early week. Everyone's pretending like Buffalo doesn't have things to plow snow off on Sunday morning. Relax.
Yeah, relax.
Yeah, this isn't the Titans if they get like an inch of snow and everything goes crazy.
Well, I know that the cabal, all the gambling cabals, they've been hitting all the field goal props for this game, so they're now bag protecting with with the snow. It's like they all piled in on these field goal props, so they can't have the thesis be ruined.
They're all headed to Costco to buy apocalypse supplies. Might not have water.
Okay,
right.
We're looking at Amari Cooper home road splits. I got the tool pulled up right now. Do we want to go entire career home road?
That would be the thesis, right? I mean,
this is actually, honestly, I think I'm legit convinced. At home, 58 games, 16.4 PPR points, 59 games away, 11.6 PPR points. I'm convinced this guy just can't sleep on the road. I'm sold because that's Raiders, Cowboys, and it's continuing with the Browns. He's had Carr, Dak, then all the Cowboys backup quarterbacks and Brisket. I think there's some noise or some signal there.
All
right. So let's move on to running back.
This lineup's terrible. I love it.
It might be one of the grossest
I think it's the worst
lineups
we've made this
we have done.
Normally we say don't.
It's like the meconium of DF. This is the meconium of
play this in contests, specifically ones we're in.
Yeah. This goes back to our cash game lineup. This is the cash game lineup. All right. Let's talk about running backs. We just mentioned Brian Robinson. You got Dameon Pierce. You've got Kamara, what happened with that Kamara game last week? Oh, whoa!
Is this it? Is this the official pick? Sosa, give us confirmation in the chat. We need to know if this is the official gift plan. All right, here it is.
Wow. All right.
Wow.
So we had the waddle, and now we have whatever you call this dance. The I punched a guy in an elevator dance. I don't know.
That's the Tuttle. What's that dance? Floss. Yeah, it's a floss.
It's like I don't know if it's sped up. It looks bad, but it looks worse than that.
You just said that you didn't know it either.
And I'm a dad. This is what I'm telling you. You not knowing what the floss is.
So I actually am familiar with what the floss is, and it's more accentuated. I think it was
right. Exactly. That wasn't a very good floss.
Yeah.
My daughter asked.
Let's see it floss. Let's see the floss.
Yes, kitchen full screen kitchen floss.
It's like Pee Wee Herman almost.
What are your hands doing down there?
It's a floss.
Yeah, I don't think the movements are exactly accurate.
It's not. All right, let's get on to what happened with Kamara last week.
Saints ran 50 plays. I think they went 3 for 14 on third down. They had no scoring opportunities.
Has there been any talk of a QB change yet?
They said they're still sticking with Dalton.
Nick Underhill said today they're rolling with the Dalton.
I mean, we want that
number
though,
from
right?
Silva.
8 rushes, 4 targets. So yeah, this is the bounce back guy. I see it, Sosa. Okay, what about Joe Mixon in that same kind of tier? Davis, we'll start with you.
I mean, I just don't particularly want to be playing any Bengals without Chase. They just look bad without him. I guess there are like a couple interesting elements. The first being the obvious spot for Kamara, where it's like, what are, like the Rams have nothing to play for. Cooper Kupp's out for the year, but the run defense is really good, so that's kind of interesting. Then I mean, obviously, it's like, does Zeke get held out another week? What do we end up doing there? And Jamal Williams, $6,000 against the Giants. I mean, DeAndre Swift has played like 19 snaps the last 2 weeks, and then the aforementioned. If Brian Robinson ends up getting like mega steamed, I'm going to play a good chunk of Antonio Gibson, I think.
All right, I just want to bring one point up. You say you don't want to play any Bengals without Chase. They can't do anything. Like, you realize Joe Mixon's 4 touchdown game happened before the bye in a game without Chase.
Yeah, they weren't playing an NFL team in that game. Can you count results against the Atlanta Falcons? DJ Moore had like 90 PPR points against the Falcons.
Well, it was against the Panthers, right? That he scored those 4 touchdowns. All right. Okay. Running backs, Peter.
Yeah, this running back slate sucks. I do like Jonathan Taylor. I don't know if people are going to have still name shock with the Eagles and thinking of them as this incredible rush defense. But if you watch what Brian Robinson did to them on Monday night, you don't have too much to be worried about. And on top of it, if everyone is jamming Pittman and Paris Campbell and Taylor's ownership stays in check, I think that ends up looking pretty nice. Ramondre coming off the bye here, 6,700. I feel like he's always a good play. And I'm curious, do you guys think Montgomery is going to end up as chalk without Khalil Herbert? Or do you think Ebner just slides in and gets the same work that Herbert was getting?
I don't know if he's chalk, but he's probably going to get.
I think Ebner comes in and plays not quite as much as Herbert.
But that's that's why you would play Dave Montgomery, is because they were going with that quote unquote hot hand approach, and they're probably less likely to go with that approach. And to your point, Peter, he is 6,100.
Yeah, as far as we mentioned Brian Robinson, and then sub 7K, it's Pollard, Montgomery. I guess Jamal Williams would be the other kind of cheapish play that people will use. But yeah, there's
Najee Harris, 5,500, generational wealth opportunity, a first round draft pick going at 5,500, bro. Just live a little.
Do you want to know what's crazy about the Najee stuff? I bet you if he had one more yard last week and got to 100 and got the 100-yard bonus, I bet his ownership would be 5 to 6 percentage points higher this week.
Well, not even that. He got vultured twice. Pickens on the end around, and then
that Pickens play was. Sneak. Oh. If Zeke is out, how high does Pollard go?
I don't know. I don't think you can play him because he can only play 30 snaps. So
that was so goddamn funny.
It just shows a different perspective, because when I saw the initial quote, it was just like, this guy's just pandering, so they're not throwing. I thought the quote essentially was trying not to throw Zeke under the bus.
But then Pollard himself said he was gassed.
And then but people were seriously considering that last week. So
yeah, our friend Andrew Wiggins was getting scared of and I mean I actually think that game,
I got Wiggins back here. He was in favor of increasing his projection.
Quotes. I'm just giving him shit.
Yeah.
But I actually think that in a way, the people like me who played 100% of Pollard actually ran super good. I mean, one, because he got the bonus in overtime, but also they were kicking Green Bay's ass up and down. And then Christian Watson appears out of nowhere and turns into, what was the old guy who only caught touchdowns for the Packers? James Jones. Started catching. James Jones had one season with like 48 receptions and 16 touchdowns. That's what Christian Watson did in that game. Because I do think they have shown, like, if it gets to 10 points, Malik Davis, we're fine throwing that guy in there.
Okay. Any other running back takes before we move on to wide receiver?
Dalvin's usage has been really, really good. Obviously expensive, which is tough on this slate, but usage has been awesome. In that game, I think that Minnesota-Dallas game is going to be stacked every which way, and mostly with pass catchers.
Except everyone's expensive in that game.
I was going to say it's hard to stack that one.
Yeah, Thielen. I mean, nobody likes to play Thielen, but Thielen's still cheap.
Hawkinson looks good.
Hawkinson's probably cheap. Yeah, at a bad
he's
position.
5,300. I'm not paying 5,300.
Dude, people are going to jam Justin Jefferson, for sure, and then we'll have to see what opens up on Dallas' side.
Okay, let's move on to wide receiver. Pete, you mentioned Justin Jefferson. How hard will you work to get him in a lineup?
I'm going to work hard, Dave, but sometimes trying ain't enough, Like sometimes you just run into, speed bumps that you can't, surpass. But yeah, he looks awesome. I wonder if if the value opens up, I know Tuttle mentioned the stuff with Mark Andrews, and I just saw that he missed practice. Like if we get this value and people are jamming punt tight end, Paris Campbell, like does he become the 35-40% owned elite wide receiver that everyone's playing? And at which case then I don't know how excited I am about that.
No way does a 9K wide receiver ever get that owned unless there are like multiple 3K guys out there to play. I wouldn't be concerned about that. I would say St. Brown or Lamb or whoever ends up being that, the Jalen Waddle or whatever, the guy who projects like a 9K wide receiver at 7K, that guy could get mega jammed.
But the thing is up at that high end, like people are worried about the snow with Diggs. People aren't going to pay $8,700 for Devontae Adams, I don't think. AJ Brown, people aren't paying $8K from. Like if you get value, like Justin Jefferson's the guy you're getting up to.
Or is it Saquon? Is Saquon the guy that people play?
Yeah, it's just the top end for wide receiver is so gross that who is going to make you feel comfy up there?
Yeah, I mean, I can see it. I would be very surprised if he got to 30, but I could see 20, 25 or whatever for sure.
All right. Other wide receivers, other top end wide receivers, Tuttle.
Not top end, but we got to pay attention to Jerry Jeudy.
Okay, well that's what I was gonna do the Peter Imagine thing, and that's why I didn't want to go there just yet.
Judy's like still has a chance, right? Is last I saw. I know we have him doubtful in lineup HQ, but I think we saw.
Well,
Hamler report seems positive on him. Yeah,
but Hamler's definitely going to be out. Just Hackett told people a few minutes ago, and I guess
Lawton thinks. Who do we think Dave thinks is the team that has scored the fewest amount of points in the NFL this season?
I think he knows it.
I think there's 0% chance.
Davis, I'm the one that retweeted. If the Broncos had 18 points per game, they would be, I think, they only have one loss. Like it's
so
crazy.
why are we wetting ourselves to play?
Okay, well, we just talked, Davis. I'm going to just explain this to you, virtual learning style. We just talked about how you have to have some cheapies to get all of the guys you want to play because the way that pricing has worked. Kendall Hinton played 97% of the team's snaps last week. He's 3,700. And you got to have somebody.
Oh, I can't wait. He's in my cash shell right now. Kendall Hinton is.
Yeah, he's in early RG optimals, which is why Kitchen's mentioning him.
I thought Dave was going to go the other way, and I thought he was going to tout a $6,000 Cortland Sutton.
No, that's going to be the popular tout, though. I don't know. I mean, the offense is terrible. I don't hate it.
This
Raiders defense is so bad.
Yeah.
Jalen Virgil, Dave.
Oh, yes.
Don't they even have a faster guy, Tyrell Washington or whatever his name is?
You just mixed up
Montrell
Washington and Tyree Cleveland. Classic.
Yes, I did 100%.
They just cut Tyree Cleveland, and he got claimed by someone. I don't know
Washington's
why.
fast as fuck.
He scored that rushing touchdown in the preseason. Yeah.
All right. I mean,
I'm all on board. I'm all on board with the Kendall Hinton play.
Here's the bounce back spot. This is the terrible take of the week. This is my anecdotal favorite. I've put no research into this. Don't know if it's true at all.
You're on the right show.
Yes, 100%. It's the play the wide receiver 2 for whoever plays against Dallas and doesn't have to go against Surtain. So this is the Mac Hollins bounce back spot.
The Mac Hollins, aren't you worried, bro? Play of the week.
Yeah. Also the terrible take.
The continuation of this Mac Hollins season after he dropped 858 and 1 in week 3 when I didn't play him in cash.
Yes.
I mean, just been tilted because obviously I tweet about how shitty Mac Hollins has been for his entire career. Scores 33 DraftKings points and has been literally the most useless guy playing 90% of the snaps in the NFL since that game. He
is who I thought he was when we faded him that week, Davis. He's terrible.
It's so maddening. And I guess it's just that Tennessee has no cover corners. Like that's got to just be it. Is they literally just have nothing.
Let us know in the comments what your favorite mini correlation is this week. Jacksonville and Paris Campbell or Kendall Hinton and Mac Hollins.
All right. Eagles wide receivers.
Absolute smash shows. Yeah.
Are you paying AK for AJ?
He's a grown ass man. That's a Gucci headband.
Grown ass man that doesn't score points that many games.
He got a little nicked up last week. His ankle was bothering him. So
that's why I'm wondering if we do get word that he is hurt, not 100%.
He's playing. I would say if you want a true sneaky play, I do think something that could happen with Dallas Goedert out is they could just play more 11 personnel instead of 12. And you would think, oh, Quez Watkins. No, it's actually been Zach Pascal who has been operating as the guy who comes out on passing downs. He flipped Watkins in snaps the last 2 weeks and then played 42% last week. That's my Kendall Hinton gross play of the week is Zach Pascal.
I'm just glad we got the Hinton, the Mac Hollins, and the Zach Pascal touts in here.
I mean, this is what DraftKings is doing to us. You know, they're forcing us to have to figure out like wide receiver 4, you know, down and distance splits basically.
Devonta Smith's your best, probably cost adjusted wide receiver.
Smash
6,200.
Yeah.
Birthday month narrative.
What are you guys' thoughts on Drake London? I think he's just getting a little unlucky.
I mean, he's the thing about London that's hard is like a lot of the times these rookie wide receivers that we keep hopiuming on is they're just not good. But Drake London's clearly very
awesome.
Good. He's awesome. So and then you see him do, and you're like, oh my god, if they would just get to like 26 passing attempts per game, he could be so good. And then they never do.
That was such a deja vu to last week when we had the Josh Allen
and
now we have the Hopium.
My brain moves faster than my mouth, and I get confused.
Okay, Peter, close your eyes. I want you to imagine
Please
all
let
this
be
hype.
Kendall Hinton role play.
No, not Kendall Hinton. All this hype that you've had over your career. You started out strong. You went somewhere, didn't work out.
This is method acting.
You got shipped somewhere else. Everyone's high on you, drafting you in the second and third round. Oh, it's going to happen. This year's Odell, it's going to happen. Just pair him with a quarterback that can throw. It's going to happen. And he gets cupped. And now Cup is not there any longer, and no one is talking about him. As Allen Robinson, what are you thinking this week?
I just want to apologize to everyone who drafted me. My team paid off Robert Mays to write that puff piece at Rams camp in August. And I know I psyopsed a lot of you guys into drafting me, but I just want you guys to know I'm total dust. And honestly, it wasn't Blake Bortles' fault. It's not Matthew Stafford's fault. I'm the problem. As Taylor Swift once said, I'm the problem. It's me.
Peter, right. you have a gift. You really do.
So no A-Rob for Pete this week. And Davis, you said no Skowronek for you, right? Even though he played a lot of snaps as well last week.
Totally unplayable. The Rams are last in the NFL in yards per play. They can't run. They can't pass block. What little points they did generate was basically through the fact that Cooper Kupp I think he can just make himself invisible to defenders. That's the easiest explanation for how every time you see this dude on screen, no one's within 10 yards of him. I'm honestly surprised he got hurt because I've never seen him get cleanly tackled before. It's really incredible. And yeah, I mean, it's like you take Justin Jefferson away from the Vikings. What are they going to turn into? Like, you're not going to be jamming in KJ Osborne at 5,000. Like, they're just going to stink. I don't.
It is wild that aside from Carolina, they have the second lowest team total this week.
They're useless.
Offense is trash.
Yeah.
Running game sucks. Everything sucks.
The one thing I could see changing for them, and I'm just going to get out of it, don't play Tyler Higbee. Nobody, don't fall for it. The Opto bros are going to give him like 19% target share. Like, that dude is giving you 2 for 16 on 8 targets, and you're going to be hating it. Don't play him. The one thing
I could get suckered into him for sure.
I can just see people going there.
I can do it, yeah.
Yeah. The one thing I could see maybe mattering for fantasy is without Cooper Kupp, you just need literally anyone to actually run plays for. And I could see Darrell Henderson getting like 6 receptions or something like that. That's like the one way I can see someone benefiting positively. But
they were using Kyron Williams.
Yeah, Kyron's is going to burst onto the scene.
He played 16 snaps. I mean, it's like
Kyron's like that thing that's never going to happen. Like week 1, we're like, look out for Kyron, and then he gets hurt. It just seems like there's all this hype around him, and it's every other running back on the team that's appearing.
Do the Rams? Do they really have the lowest implied team total on the entire slate?
Other than Carolina, yes.
Jesus.
A tie with Cleveland.
What happened to Chase Claypool? Why did he play no snaps last week?
Same as Tony.
Too much time on TikTok, Tuttle. His head's not there.
Like, I'm serious because they actually he was much more prevalent in his debut. I think going through snaps.
I think it comes down to like a plays that he knows thing, because actually in terms of total snaps, he played a similar amount in each game. It's just that the Bears ran way more plays in his second game. So in his first game as a Bear, he played 26 snaps. He played 19 snaps in that game against Detroit. I literally think it's as simple as they got into a part of the playbook that he just has no clue in that game against Detroit. That's really my guess.
So you're calling him a slow learner?
I don't know. He's no like guys.
Virtual learner.
I'm just saying 2 weeks is typically enough for
Tony. People think Tony played a lot. He's been on.
But I think that's because they just want to play an Mecole Hardman role. They don't want him to have a whole
But Juju got conkied, and MVS had to miss a series too, and he played 28 snaps. It's
Yeah, they just gave him the Cole Hardman role. Justin Watson, baby. That's why I want. It's not going to matter. I wish that game was. I wanted to talk Kansas City. I wish that game was on the main slate because their wide receiver rotations are not going to go how everybody wants it to.
MVS, Juju, and Hardman all did not practice today.
You know whose music that is, Davis. Sky's up, baby.
All right.
Can't wait.
We got to move on.
Touchdown against the Texans on Monday night. 3 years.
We got to move on.
Oh my God, my heart out is coming up.
FanDuel lineup, and it is quick pick. FanDuel.com. And,
can I say? Can I also mention that I always toss our Swolecast team in the Sunday Million. I know we've been kind of hard on ourselves for our lineups. We did min cash our team last week. I just want to.
Yeah, I don't think it counts on FanDuel. I think counting that is like steroid usage because I've been playing on FanDuel the last couple weeks and my teams have been dog shit, and I have like min cashed without even.
Do you think we should all pull back and listen to what we're saying and maybe play a little bit more on FanDuel?
I deposited 2 weeks ago because I was like, I think everyone's right, and yes, it's.
We went through this 2 years ago when we had the Swolecast competition, the leagues on FanDuel, and you're like, I can't believe how soft it is.
How annoying is it that we do that and then we still just play these 10-person head-to-heads on DraftKings where 9 of the people have the same lineup?
Maybe after the World Cup, maybe once I get some exit liquidity, I'll move over to FanDuel.
Cash those crowns, baby. All right, Peter.
Buddy, they're all gone. We're 11 weeks into the season. My crowns are dusted.
Now, I started the last one, and I went out on a GPP ledge, and I was ridiculed.
Yeah, I was going to let you redeem yourself.
No. That light up shipping the absolute free roll. Let someone else go so I can make
all right,
fun
Tuttle.
Of a shitty pick. Do a stack, too, an unconventional one, preferably.
All right, so we need an unconventional stack, huh?
Peter, if you loved Daniel Jones on DraftKings, you're gonna love him at 7,800 on FanDuel.
Not unconventional. We'll go with the Hurts and Devontae Smith stack.
Okay.
I bet Devonta Smith on FanDuel actually will be a little unconventional.
No, he's too cheap, unfortunately, which is why he's
6,
stuck out.
6.4 GGs.
Okay.
The shitty Philadelphia tight ends will be unconventional on FanDuel.
I mean, if you don't have 100% exposure to Jack Stoll, you got to restart.
All right, Davis.
I'm going to go Cordarrelle Patterson, 6,700.
After he sent out that tweet, said he
knows. He knows
that fantasy managers need him.
Smart guy.
I still want a picture of the nice young lady you guys both had. Eskimo Bros. Which made you guys Eskimo Bros? I don't know how to word it.
I'm a married man.
All right.
Is there a picture out there, Davis? Is there a picture of you and this girl and a picture of CPAT and this girl? Do you think that exists?
No chance of either.
That would break the internet. Those two pictures.
All right. The only thing I want to know was how tall was this lady?
Much closer to my height than to his height.
Okay.
I mean, this was we're now talking I'm 30 years old. This is over a decade ago. So my memories are not 100%.
Okay. So did you pick Peter?
I didn't. Is it me?
Yeah.
All right. Let's I hate myself. Let's do David Montgomery.
Wow. Are you just hedging your bets after famously having 0 of him in
I'm hedging it, and I also like it when you're not playing Fields lineups again.
Do we think that CPAT and Montgomery correlate positively or negatively?
When Arthur Smith and whoever coaches the Bears are the coaches, I think they.
All right. I'm gonna go with CeeDee Lamb.
Fake alpha?
No, real alpha.
Nice
and
price
it's
tag
in
on
the
CD.
it's in the late hammer game as well. So the tilt spaces will be actually y'all
Is
do
this your
early.
way of angling for an invite, Dave?
No, no.
I was only invited last week because Leonie was running a marathon.
All right, so we got Hurts, Patterson, Montgomery, Smith, Lamb, Tuttle.
I'll bring it back with Pittman, the main stack.
Davis.
I think we should play likely.
This is going to require a global alert.
I mean, you could still play him.
I think I think no Bateman. Like I think he. I mean, 5,400 is obviously terrible, but I don't think he projects for 0.
You could just late swap Frymouth in there.
Sure, that works.
Or Pitts really at 5,500.
Oh my god! Look, I'm changing. I did not realize Pitts was 5,500. Put Pitts in,
dude.
Put Pitts in.
I was gonna do London before you did CPAT because London's only 5,700. I mean, maybe Mariota triple stacks is the key to this.
I don't like where this is trending. We got the Chicago Atlanta game stack.
Shootout of the year. All the winning lineups on DraftKings are Fields naked. All the winning lineups on FanDuel are Mariota triple stacks. with Equanimous St. Brown bringbacks.
Yeah.
All right, so if we go with like Bengals D, you got 7,400 left.
Why would we not just play the Raiders defense?
Raiders 3.2.
You always
you
play
worried
the
about
cheapest
Kendall
in these
Hinton?
lineups and then scooch up if you have the salary for
Yeah,
it.
I'm a little worried that Kendall Hinton is a better quarterback than Russell Wilson. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
You could, I mean, if we want to bag on the Broncos, I mean, you toss in Josh Jacobs here, and I could just play all the running backs I dislike in one lineup.
And you can only do that if you do not play Kyle Pitts and you play likely. Which
Yeah.
I'm fine with.
Or you could do Dalvin Cook.
You go Dalvin Cook and pair him with CD. There you
Yep.
go. All right.
Yep.
So there you go. That's the lineup.
That's the nuts. Don't dupe me in the Sunday Million, bros.
And the Kendall Hinton for Wake Forest. Tuttle, you remember the CFB DFS days? He was that guy. All right.
Hinton was never that guy. What?
Yes, he was.
No.
At Wake Forest, he's a
No
dual
way.
threat quarterback. I have to phone a friend, ask Ben. All right.
This is
tight ends.
The problem was that he barely played. I mean, he had 251 passing attempts.
David remembers like 1 week where he got the start or something.
He got bent. He only started as a true freshman and then was like in a rotation after that.
Wait,
did he go to Georgia? Did he transfer to Georgia?
Receivers.
No,
Didn't Dulcich go to Wake? Or maybe
Dulcich went to UCLA.
Who are not Dulcich? Dang it! Now I'm mad. Now I got to figure this out. They're good.
Are you thinking of Sage Surratt, who converted to?
Yes, that is 100% who I was thinking.
For the Detroit Lions,
he was a beast in college football DFS.
He's on their practice squad.
Yeah, he was awesome.
You guys just want to play Remember That Guy for like the next 10 minutes?
I'd rather do that than talk tight ends.
Dulcich, any love for him, Davis, this week?
I mean, that's who the optimizers are going to give you. My guess is so if you move Hamler to 0, Tyreek Montrell Washington is not on the active roster, I don't think. I mean, and assume you knock like 1.5% away from Judy for playing banged up. And it's not like Dulcich doesn't have an absolute rock solid role. He does. All that being said, give me Tanner MFing Hudson at 2,900.
The bit that keeps on giving.
I mean, he legit, he's outscoring Kyle Pitts the last 2 weeks.
That's a low bar to clear.
I gotta say real quick, I just checked Twitter, and Steve, the fellow with the Crypto Goons Abby that I railed on earlier, he got the last laugh. He tweeted, he tagged me in a Crypto Goons giveaway, so he wins the battle. Good one.
That's how you fight fire with
Steve.
fire.
Yeah, well played.
Hashtag roars, not floors. Am I right?
All right. Any hot take tight ends before we head on out? We've already talked about Jack Stoll.
I mean, I legit think Jack Stoll is a bad play in any format, and I won't be playing him. But I do think that if Jack Stoll is going to be 10%, there's like literally no way playing Grant Calcaterra at like 0.6% is bad.
What's going to happen is, if I've already seen it happening on Twitter, people think like activated off pup means they're instantly playing, which doesn't happen probably the majority of the time. But like the Tyree Jackson hype is unreal currently.
Really,
and he was always a Twitter DFS guy anyway. I know he's a Chris Jamino guy as well.
He's a Taysom Hill type.
Yeah, he's just a freak athlete.
Like 2,000 yards in college.
Yeah, I mean, if he's active, he's pretty easily the guy that you would want to play.
Jack Stoll played at Nebraska for 4 seasons. He has 61 receptions. He's 6'4". He weighs 270 pounds. This man is a right tackle. I'm telling you, do not play this guy.
This man is who Davis Mattek regularly touts for the first touchdown scorer on a
No. You're
an
so
island
wrong.
game.
You're so wrong. I tout the other guy. I tout the Tyree Jackson.
So what you're saying is this is the exact same situation as the Brock Wright, James Mitchell thing from a few weeks ago.
This is except Brock Wright can move more than Jack Stoll.
Foster Moreau was set to smash last week, and then
the Raiders happened.
No, he got concussed. He exited the game early.
Did he have a touchdown at the end of the game?
Not the end.
Oh.
So are we looking at a scenario in which Jesper Horsted becomes the lock of the week? No Darren Waller, no Foster Moreau, 100% Jesper Horsted, former Chicago Bear.
I think Foster Moreau is going to be back this week.
I don't know, these head injuries, bro.
I know it sounds so bad, but like whenever it looks bad, the old school days, there's that thought in the back of your head, like, it's okay, just get back up there and but now when they go out, it's just like, they're done. Like, they're
Kitchen's at home just mumbling to himself, rub some dirt on it and get back out there.
Brain, it's just a brain bruise, bro.
Amon-Ra St. Brown goes down and Kitchen's like, motherfucker, I swear.
So here's the thing. I'm pretty
Davis,
sure...
you can't tell me you don't say the same thing.
Not out loud.
Only if they're in your cash game lineup.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm like 95% sure David just made up that Foster Moreau injury.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Considering he was on the field for 67 of 70 snaps last week.
Maybe it was at the end.
Are you in the bag for big Jepster Horsted or whatever? Is this your angle here, Kitchen? What are you doing?
I thought he exited early because I may have had a player prop on him. He was at 3 instead of 4. He did score a tight end, or did score a touchdown.
He just didn't do anything the rest of the game, I think.
My heart out has hit when my automated lights behind me have gone off 10 minutes after the show.
All right. We got to go. So, Tuttle, last words, terrible take, review.
Matt Collins, bounce back.
No, I cannot allow this, dude.
I'm scared of Patrick Surtain. And he's going to shadow the shit out of Devontae Adams.
What if Matt Collins is really the straw that stirs the drink and Surtain's on Matt Collins?
Matt Collins, Greg Dulcich, combination. They're going to combine for 3 touchdowns and 200 yards.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think Dulcich or Hollins will get played really at all. Maybe Dulcich a little bit.
Yeah,
Davis, final thoughts?
I mean, honestly, I'm having a hard time finding what is GTO this week. So I got nothing. I really don't. I'm not there yet. I let people down on the first look show. The only thing I can feel confident of is that Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley stacks are not going to win the SPY this week. Maybe they'll win a Rainmaker pack rake back. Though.
Sosa. Flag, make a note, 109, 106 timestamp. We're going to have some fun stuff to clip next week.
Okay. Peter, final thoughts?
Tuttle, we going to drink next week? Wednesday before Thanksgiving, classic Swolecast drinking show, little robe, little drinking.
Truly? Truly show?
Maybe.
It will be a Thanksgiving show. So you'll people that listen, on Friday and Saturday for the first look Swolecast, you're going to have to tune in just a little bit earlier.
Let me look at what the NBA schedule looks like next week.
For GTO reasons, why don't we do like 30 minutes of Thanksgiving, 30 minutes of regular slate, or just never mind.
Yeah. Okay, Davis. Huh,
I love to create content that's good for about 18 hours.
What if we do? I'm just trying to think of GTO. We do 2 separate events, but we record them like right back to back. So we do 30 minutes Thanksgiving, and then it would also be really funny if we did the main slate one first, and then we're just hammered for like the Thanksgiving one, or vice versa.
I can make time. Just obviously Dave's super busy.
We will have to bill for 2 shows, but like I'm definitely fine with that.
You can. Davis Davis will forget about the 2 shows when he submits his invoice to.
There is actually, I guarantee Davis didn't see that there is a little thing you need to approve for the new Better Collective.
I swapped over already, bro. You think?
Right.
It was a very simple email invite.
Yeah, well, a lot of it's been very simple, and you've struggled with it over the years.
It's amazing when the markets go down, Davis. Those work logs are filled out.
Let me tell you, when the Bitcoin number is red, no one's missing my invoice. All right.
All right, that'll do it.
Yes, sir. Got that back to you right away. No problem. Thanks, Devin.
Okay. Thanks everyone for tuning in. This is the extended show. This might be the longest show this season so far. So if you're still listening, still watching, we appreciate you. Leave a comment. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, and we'll see you next week on the hybrid Thanksgiving/main slate here on the Swolecast at RotoGrinders.com. Peace.